Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Tateus, son of Tangles, or as some of you might recognise my voice, is Tateus Murat from the Chuckleheads on my brother Gamer Glyph's channel. Now, this is my debut video, so please bear with me. Hopefully, it's good. But I just want to address is probably the best word for it. Any sort of the bad rap that Avengers has been getting since its release. Now, I'm one of those ones that actually pre-ordered it when it first came out a number of years ago. And yes, it may have had a rocky road to start off with. I mean, there's a lot of games these days that have. But, I mean, this is not a paid endorsement or anything like that. It's just a fan trying to share his view of a game that I feel is being shown the wrong end of the stick. The comment section down below can do is for constructive criticism, though please keep harshness to a minimum if possible. So yes, to begin with, the biggest elephant in the room is usually the microtransactions. Though, to be perfectly honest, they're very few and far between. Now, if I will show you the marketplace, which is the main place where you get, costumes and, takedowns, emotes, things for your characters, purely cosmetic. You do not need to spend a cent if you do not want to. You can, you unlock things with the challenge cards. They do weekly freebies, every Friday, and they're sometimes the catalysts that allow you to get extra experience or anything like that. But sometimes there are actual outfits and takedowns and emotes and actual cosmetic items that can be the freebies as well. The only thing you can spend real money on is the credits, which is up in this corner here. Now the credits, again, as you can see, everything's got a bit of a price and everything on it. And you can buy packages for credits to buy cosmetic things. Again, purely cosmetic, does not change anything of the gameplay, doesn't make you stronger, doesn't make you weaker, it just makes you look different and stand out from everybody else that's playing. Now, units, which is the other cosmetic currency, is actually done in-game. You cannot buy units, and you can only use units at the cosmetic vendor, which I will show you. Oh, by the way, we are on the helicarrier. This is my Iron Man, which is quite psychedelic, actually. That's the latest outfit I got for him. As a personal choice, I have actually spent far too much money. Well, not too much money. I enjoy it, but a lot of money, more than I care to admit, on buying stuff for this. But then again, as my family say, it's like boys dress-ups. And I played enough that I feel it's worth it. But then again, you don't have to. But in this cosmetic vendor is where you use the units. You can buy outfits, nameplates, which are quite cool, emotes. You can even get a preview the emotes, and it shows you where to do it. That's a Black Widow one, obviously. And there's costumes. This is one I don't have for the Hulk. This is one I'll be trying to get tonight. So, but again, they change regularly. This is that shiny one I've got for Iron Man now. He's in the specialty items, and they've all got the price of the units there, and they've actually tweaked it a lot that you can get units a lot quicker now. Normally it was a little spattering here, a little spattering there, and it would take you a week or two of solid gameplay to get anything that you can get any sort of outfits for. So, but they've definitely tweaked that, and you can get a large amount in a couple of hours, even an hour actually, depending on how you do things. Some of the missions can net you 1,000 units just from the end of the mission, and that doesn't include all the ones you get while on mission. Challenge cards is another interesting thing that they've got, is you do little challenges like, collect gear items. That's a nice easy one. Collect 20 gear items and you get challenge points. And the challenge points go towards the challenge card. And you level up and then you earn certain things. Now, I'm not sure if this is true, if this is right, but again, I've got all challenge cards, all characters. I've been playing it for a while. But I think at the moment, the main 6 heroes, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Ms. Marvel, Thor, and Hulk, their challenge cards are already unlocked, I believe. Don't quote me on that. You could confirm down below in the comments if you like, if you just bought it fresh. But I'm pretty sure those ones are already unlocked. It's the 4 new characters, or 3 if you're on Xbox. And you can actually earn credits in this, which is the premium currency that you can that you spend real money to get. So if you do your challenges, you can actually get enough credits to unlock other challenge cards as well, or spend on cosmetic things. So again, you don't have to spend real money. So next we're going to go with the characters. Now, even though there's a lot of games that are very similar to this, and their characters operate the same, just for a couple of different special abilities, this one is not the case. Great example, you got Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. They both use a sword, they both use bow and arrow, but they are very different. I really, really enjoy Kate Bishop, not so much on Hawkeye. But again, great thing about them feeling so different and definitely feeling like themselves is everyone will find a character that suits them. One of my brothers is very much into Thor. He almost solely plays Thor. He is amazing at it. Not so great at any of the others, but he's great at Thor. And it just suits him so well. One of my other brothers, Gamer Glyph actually, who was the main chucklehead that got us all together, he is like me and tries them all. But his ones he prefers, he likes the Clint Barton Hawkeye. Again, I'm not massively into it. I'm more of a Black Widow or Kate Bishop or Iron Man sort of one, and Hulk. They're my main 4 ones that I really like. And yeah, as you can see, I've got a lot of different costumes for it. This one for Ms. Marvel, again going back to the microtransactions in inverted commas, that outfit was actually a freebie that they did, I think probably about a month ago or something. So I didn't have to pay for that outfit, and it looks stunning. I was going to say stellar, but that's a pun. So and all the Spider-Man outfits I got, apart from 1 or maybe 2, are all from his challenge card. So again, didn't really have to pay money for that other than the credits to unlock his challenge card, which I could have done from the challenge card credits from other people. So in short, they feel very different. They are very them. If you know the characters very well, like you watch the movies, read the comics, that sort of thing, they feel very much themselves. They're their own people. They're not carbon copies of each other. I am another thing with the characters. While I'm still on that, again, every time they bring out new characters, you don't have to pay for them. It comes with a free update. So there are a lot of game places and companies and stuff that go, oh, here's a new character, you got to buy that. And it's like, well, these guys don't. They're like, well, here's a new character, have fun. So that's always a plus. Now, with people saying with the whole grinding thing, I think it's an unfair statement, to be honest with you. Because, it's not really a grind. I mean, they're saying that it's harder to level up and to get the skill points required to get all the skills and all that sort of thing. But honestly, it's not. These are all your objectives as well, and they tell you what sort of things you get with them. I'll be doing this one. Because again, people like grinding for gear and everything like that, it takes ages. Well, no, it doesn't. In fact, I will show you in a vault mission. I forgot to see which vault that was. That was Desert Vault Elite. So if I go Desert Vault Elite, I'll be able to show you that vault missions are great for gear. Because there's chests littered around everywhere. There's lots of different things. It's probably the most open and less linear out of all the missions, because it's a big thing, and you can come across, you know, rescuing people types or defeating people types or unlocking door type stuff in it. So it works really well for that. If you really want levels, like character levels or champion levels, then hives. Hives are great for that because they've got a lot of enemies. They're about 5 levels of different objectives, and you go through that, and yeah, you can actually level up pretty quickly. That's how I got all mine up to, you know, level 50, because all mine are level 50, all mine are level 150. But then again, I've played this quite heavily. Now the multiplayer, the single player campaign is amazing. The story is great. It tells a good story. It brings Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, into a mainstream light, which a lot of people probably wouldn't know of her outside a comic book. But you know, it also gives you taste of the main 6 characters, because obviously it was done before all the new characters out. So the new characters aren't in the campaign, as far as I know, because I haven't replayed the campaign since finishing it. But correct me if I'm wrong down below if you like. But with the multiplayer war table things, which are these missions, you can do it by yourself, as I'm doing with 3 AIs, and you can pick who they are. But playing it with friends, oh my god, is it amazing! Yeah, if you've got a full strike team with 4 players doing it, it definitely has a good feel to it, especially if you're doing like some of the villain sectors, which are like big boss levels. And it is definitely a great feeling when you kind of strategize and go, right, we need healing, yep, cool, awesome. So, and one thing they've added recently is, well, recently I say, but it's like a couple of months, is with the Tachyon Anomaly event, you can basically have the same character as your friends. Initially, it was you can have one person being one character, like a particular character, and 9 others. But because of the Tachyon event that they've done, you can have multiples of other heroes. Like, for example, you can have a whole team of Hulks, which we did once, and it was hilarious. We stomped Maestro with it. Or you could do a whole team of Thors, or you could have 2 of 2, combination of. So that again adds a different dynamic, because you can have 2 different Iron Men, which operate completely differently. Again, because people set them up the way that they like. With the skills and the masteries and stuff they've got with that, you can basically go, right, that is the same character, but operate them differently. For example, one of my brothers who likes using Iron Man as well, he does almost solely ranged with him. I used to do that, but I found my style does seem to go towards more melee. And again, Iron Man, you can set up Iron Man to work in purely melee, as you're seeing. So that's quite good. Right, so yes, so the vault missions, you see all these question marks. They're basically objectives you can do while you're looking for the vault, which is again another thing. And the vault has a few chests in it. So there's all of these question marks can be there are additional objectives. So you got either, most of them are chests, which you get gear from, and units and everything like that. They can also be high value targets, which again drop rare resources, heavy gear, that sort of thing. And yeah, so I'll continue on trying to narrate as I'm doing this vault mission, but I think that's basically the main points I was trying to make. Is all the flack it's getting. I mean, as you can see, it does look good. You know, the combat is quite nice and streamlined. Again, different characters feel differently, so you're not feeling like you're playing Iron Man when you've got Black Widow. Even though Black Widow is one of my favorites. She is probably my most favorite, just the way that she operates. Now, I'm trying to find a DNA chest, which is a blue one, which are only found in vault missions, which again yield great rewards. But it may not be here. It may be on the bridge on the way. But again, you know, you got desert vaults, you got tundra vaults, you got so then that's just the vault. So every location is slightly different. So again, you know, not much in the way of carbon copies there. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect by any means. You know, it's still got, you know, some bugs, but it's, you know, the difference between leaving the picnic out in the grass and, you know, the ants coming in after it rains. You know, you still got some bugs, but it's still fun, still comfortable. Ah, there's a DNA box right there. It's still, honestly, I still think it's well worth a play. You know, if you like Marvel, I mean, if you like Marvel, you like Avengers, and you like just, honestly, you know, sort of power fantasies as, you know, superheroes and all that, I'm thinking it's definitely well worth at least a try, especially if you get your friends in it. Because when you've got a full team that you can strategize with and everything, it's just awesome. Now, I'm going to cut this one short, because I am actually running out of things to say. But I'm going to head straight towards the actual objective I need to go to, just so you can see the vault missions. Another great thing with the character variances is, you know, obviously, you know, Thor and Iron Man can fly, and some can't. You know, but they all have sort of their way of traveling around. Kate Bishop has teleportation, and this is his support move, which I'm using gear, which again is a lot easier to grab, because doing these sort of missions, you actually get what's called exotic gear, which is like the highest level stuff. And instead of just having generic things like, oh yeah, it puts up this stat, or it grants you this sort of ability or status boost or whatever, it actually tailors it to the particular character, which normally it kind of tries to do, but it definitely a lot more noticeable in the exotics. Whereas, you know, my Black Widow one, because she's the only one who has an ability that allows you to go invisible, like on her own sort of thing. All the ones that I've chosen for her give stat boost when she's invisible. In fact, there's actually a few that make her go invisible when she hits a certain enemy a certain way, or critical hits or whatever. It does allow for that sort of, again, uniqueness. It's like my Black Widow is very different from any of my brother's ones. So I'm probably going to fast forward to the vaults, so I will catch you shortly in a second, though for you it'd probably be instantaneous. And found the vault. Find this little thing. I mean, I don't want to spoil everything for you, but the vault mission is basically, well, you'll see in a minute, but yeah. So in short, at the moment, it looks good. You know, you got emotes which allow you to kind of express things.
Tony, whatever you're thinking, no.
What? You developed telepathy while I wasn't looking?
You might as well be thinking into a megaphone.
And the dialogue between the characters is choice. There's one where Black Widow says to Hulk, "No, you're banned from the beanbag." And Hulk's like, "No! Why?" And Black Widow's like, "Well, for starters, it's Kamala's, Second, I've had to replace it twice.
Activate its main terminal.
So yeah, the banter between them is quite funny. So yes, in this one, and flying does make things easier in some things, but you know, there's nothing wrong with the sprinters and the teleporters as well. Alrighty, so in this one you've got to find the numbers to unlock the code. So I need 3, which is not there. That's 2, so I'll need that later. That one is 3. Nice. And of course, bad people like to... Alright, so that's that one, and then back to this one. And then you go back to here. And then you basically stand in the area, which is red now, but once you get there, it'll be blue. And you survive the wave of enemies while the bar in the corner builds up. And again, it's great when you've got like team of full AIs, because then it's like, oh yep, you can say, right, I need somebody to stay behind, and everybody else runs clean up. And you know what? Just to show you folks something awesome, his ultimate ability is, of course, the Hulkbuster. Mine's all nicely tricked out because it's max level, but you know, you get it from start. However, it doesn't start off with the missiles. You get them as you level up. But the missiles are quite fun, especially when you've got lots of big enemies and just roast them. But there doesn't seem to be any adaptoids right now. Yes, you get adaptoids, a lot of aim stuff, because obviously aim is the main bad guy in this. All of them have a ranged and a melee thing. That's mainly the only thing they really share, is the melee and the range, plus they all have an intrinsic bar. However, each intrinsic bar does something different. So again, depending on the character, depends on what they do. For example, Iron Man's intrinsic bar, which is the one neck up the top there, surrounding his icon, it is basically his energy meter. So his lasers, missiles, and everything like that are all dictated by that intrinsic meter. Of course, you can get upgrades to make it last longer, fill up quicker, that sort of thing. And I think I just ran the wrong way. And all that. Whereas with, say, Black Widow's intrinsic meter fills up when she does damage without taking damage. And then once that gets up to, I mean, I think all of them do that up until a certain point. I'm overcharged, but Black Widow gets something like Shadow Ops, but again, she's not one that depends on the intrinsic meter. Oh, Hacker. That's the... Hacker looks like he's been taken care of. Hacker has been hacked apart. And Captain America's one is basically... Ooh. Nope. He's still around. Somebody wasn't doing their job. But I did. There we go. Captain America's intrinsic bar is basically his blocking power. So, you know, when he hits away projectiles with the shield and all that, that takes away from his intrinsic, and he can also hold the block and everything like that. So that's his intrinsic ability. You know, Kate Bishop's is a different one because that's her quantum energy, so her teleporting stuff, so those are the teleporting moves. So again, it is another testament onto how different all the characters are. They don't feel like they're all, you know, made from one thing and then just kind of slapped together with a different paint. And because of what they did with Kate and Clint, basically the two Hawkeyes, I have high hopes that the Jane Foster Thor, which will be coming out shortly, in the next month, I believe, will feel very different from Thor, from the Prince Thor. So definitely looking forward to that. I'll have another character to kind of spend so much time working on. So, but yeah, again, the whole microtransaction thing, well, I'll reiterate, is optional at best. You don't need to spend money to enjoy this game. You don't need to spend money, like real money, to get cosmetics and that. You can get it from the cosmetic vendor in the helicarrier, which I showed you with using the units, and they've made the units a lot easier to obtain. Units can also be used in shipments, which are here, and every month they have a new specialty item. In this case, it is the Iron Man armor Wakandan stealth. I already have that, so I don't need to get that. However, it does look pretty badass. But I've actually got a few of the different specialty item ones, especially recently when it was easy to get the units, and I just kind of played the heck out of it and got all the units, and then basically just binged is probably the best word for it. Binge the shipments. So yes, PS4, Xbox, PS5 I believe does it too. Oh, hacker. Definitely highly recommend at least trying the game. You know, it is good by yourself. It is great with friends. You can also do quick matchups and team up with on random people's teams, which is not a bad thing. I've done it a couple of times. You can stay in the strike team afterwards as well. So it's like, oh, if you're playing by yourself, none of your other friends actually have it. You can basically go, right, we did well as a strike team in this quick match, the random people, and you guys can basically just keep going and go, yep, cool, we'll just do another few missions together. You might make friends, you might meet the one, you might never even speak to them again, you might trade profiles. Again, it's quite varied. I think that's basically all the main points. But it just was kind of sad that every list that I see, every YouTube thing I see, every review I see, most of them are slamming it, which I think is incredibly unfair. I mean, yes, it may have had a rocky start, but what journey doesn't? And they've actually made improvements for, I would say, pretty much most of them. Again, this is all opinion based, this is all my thoughts on it, but I've been playing it since the very beginning. In fact, I could prove it because I've got the Obsidian. Oh no, you can buy the Obsidian now, but the Obsidian skin pack was a pre-order thing, so which is quite cool. But yeah, so that's the end of the vault, and that's my emote to say booyah. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and wherever you are, either present or future viewers, I do appreciate your time, and this probably won't be the only video I do, though this is my very first. You can also catch me with my brothers, the Chuckleheads, and a sister of mine as well. The five of us on Chuckleheads that regularly stream some games we play from Gamer Glyph, but now I'll be also doing it from this channel as well to do a different perspective, and I'm sure a few of the other ones will be as well. So until then, I like to think that all of you guys are like a medieval cliffside execution spot, because each and every one of you is a bloody ledge. So good evening, good night, afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Have fun, and I'll see you next time. Behold my team. So all the characters you can get so far on PlayStation. So from left to right is Hawkeye, Clint, in his Endgame movie outfit. Black Widow in classic stealth, I believe. And then hanging upside down, you have Spidey in what I call his college geek, but that was from the challenge card. Then Captain America in his Red Room, which is a bundle that I did pay for, but black and red is kind of some of my favorite colors, so I do like them. Black Panther in, not sure what that one's called, but I do like it. Hulk in the one that I just bought from the units that I got from that last mission. Kamala in that freebie that I was talking about as well. That was about a month ago. Thor in his Thor Ragnarok outfit, again one I purchased because that's a movie one. Kate Bishop in her first responder one, again green and black is kind of my thing. And Light Dancer Iron Man, which is quite cool. So that is my current